Let's turn our attention now to the unemployment scenario in Australia, particularly for youth unemployed, and a parallel opportunity that exists in the care sector. Joining me is Jayden Parsons. He's project manager at the Y, formerly YMCA, and he's with the Y Career Agency. Jayden, thanks so much for your time. These numbers we're seeing, so youth unemployment in September was 10.8%, was up to 13.1% in October nationally, Jayden. It seems younger workers have borne the brunt of the lockdowns we've experienced in recent times.
Hi, Karen. Thanks for having me. Most definitely, these figures are very alarming. And what's worse is we know that the impact the pandemic has had on young people broader as far as their education, their social connectedness, their mental well-being is also significant. And in the job loss figures we've seen over the past 2 years, we've seen young people disproportionately represented in those figures, and it's incredibly concerning. And then when you couple that with the rising need for care workers that is continually discussed at the moment here within Australia, there's an obvious then opportunity to provide young people employment pathways within the sector.
Well, I know for the last year, the Y has been strongly advocating for the government to support a new program to assist young people into jobs in those care sectors like ageing, disability, childcare. What do you think is needed there?
Most definitely. The Y's been advocating for young people for many years now, and we're lucky in the sense that we employ a lot of young people and we engage with a lot of young people around the country and even more so around the world. For us right now, we see a really key opportunity to provide not just an amplification of the problem, but also then the solution in an innovative way to provide meaningful employment opportunities for young people. The way we intend to do that is to engage them in employment opportunities or in employment more broadly that provides them formal education and training, and then also mentorship and coaching and a diversification of experience within the sector so that they can become passionate and engaged within the sector and find what they truly want to do when it comes to working in the care industry.
Well, I guess that goes to one of the key points here. Do young Australians want these jobs? What makes them or can make them attractive to young people?
Most definitely. When we engaged with young people and started to co-design this agency with them, what we heard was whilst the care industry in itself is an opportunity for them to engage, and it's something that's not well marketed to them currently, we also know that what is paramount to them when it comes to employment is meaningful employment. And it goes to what I was saying around the intentionality here with the agency is to provide them ongoing development pathways in a space where the demand is only going to increase. We know it's not going to be automated, and in doing that, and coupled with Australia's ageing population, there's an obvious win-win here situation as far as employment of young people and bringing down that youth unemployment rate you mentioned, as well as meeting the care needs of our population here in Australia.
We know we've got this the demographic issue, the ageing population. There've been reports, even a Royal Commission into the sector, the aged care sector, all talking about the need to better equip those who work within that sector. How does your program deal with that issue?
So what we're doing is obviously the Y operates across the country in a significant number of communities and works with young people well as it stands, but we're looking to employ them in meaningful ways that provides them that opportunity to upskill and explore the industry and the sector and find what they're passionate about. I'm fortunate enough that as a young person who's come through the Y, I've been provided one of those meaningful employment opportunities, and now I'm benefiting from the opportunity, the experience, the development they've provided me. And so what's exciting about this is over the next 5 years, we're committing to employment of over 30,000 young people in the sector with that upskilling, with that development, that mentorship and coaching, which is going to be formally built around them and built into the infrastructure of the agency in a way that serves the need both of young people and the care industry as a whole.
Now, I know the Y has done some analysis, provided data demonstrating for every federal electorate a parallel shortage of care workers alongside the number of youth unemployed. So the shortage on the one hand, the supply on the other, to me it seems an absolute no-brainer to connect the two.
That's exactly what I'd call it, Kieran. It is an absolute no-brainer. We cross-mapped the rising care need within the country across all of the electorates, and then also the youth unemployment rates. And what we saw, what we found, is 42 priority areas where we believe the agency can have the greatest social impact. And that's not to say we won't operate in others. That's just the starting point for us. The ask at the moment from a startup point of view is for $15 million, and that's to build that infrastructure to provide the meaningful employment pathways. But through partnering with other organisations, coupled with the 300 locations we operate in across Australia, or the spaces we have, we can truly work with young people across the country and serve a real purpose here in changing the social policy that is focused on the employment of young people.
Jayden Parsons, Project Manager at the Y Career Agency. Appreciate your time and telling us about this very worthy initiative.
Thanks for having me, Kieran.